I'm Grant. I'm the manager of vehicles for hire with the city of Winnipeg. And as one of the programs that we deliver is the Winnipeg WAV wheelchair accessible vehicle program, which is aggregating and centralizing the dispatch services for wheelchair accessible vehicles, as well as bringing up the service and delivering consistent, reliable service for those folks needing wheelchair vehicles within Winnipeg.
Winnipeg wasn't unlike many other cities. It had a number of service providers. If you wanted a wheelchair accessible vehicle, you had to phone around. Many of the providers of WAV taxis did not have a dispatch system. It was very clear there was need to improve the system and to give people that needed WAV taxis the kind of service that people that use standard taxis have.
We were able to fund a centralized dispatch service which aggregated our small service providers, but also built on the technology that the bigger service providers already had and their capacity, brought them all together in order to provide a singular access point that those folks needing wheelchair service would be able to tap into, as well as us as a government being able to fund that service to make sure that an equitable level of service, or as close to equitable, was being delivered, and that we could move towards those targets in order to ensure that citizens and visitors to Winnipeg needing wheelchair service were able to get around and improve their quality of life.
Competition, so many people are submitting RFP. We heard that from so many applications, so many RFPs were submitted. But I want to stand out in RFP to get that, to win that award. I approached all the smaller companies and we prepared more than 100 pages of business model, RFP response. All the aspects, business model we submitted, how we are going to operate, how the solution will help for the community. At the same time, we went, my submission is beyond the RFP requirement, and how we can improve this service and how it will be a model for other jurisdictions if they want. So we provided so many solutions based on my experience and based on some other, I have a group of members, we work with them. They have lots of experience as a taxi drivers. I gather all their information and we submitted. When we are submitting, this is the opportunity we can get that one. So once we submit the application, we had an interviews on that after that. So, and we gave the demo too, and I would like to say thank you to iCabbi. So they helped me a lot in this demo, and again comes back to Kevin French was there one time, and Michael Robert Shaw and Kareem and Andre. So all these people, they were really helpful on that. Okay, so yeah, we use a iCabbi voice system. Whenever we get the phone call from a particular customer, so it rings first of all and we intercept by the IVR. IVR is one of the feature, we use that one. If that particular customer wants to talk to some customers they really wants to talk to the call center, then they'll press 0, it comes to our call center. As soon as it rings on the particular phone and dispatch system is a call taking screen, we call it, it changes the color. So as it's changing the color, telephone agent can identify this particular this coming from for this particular company or WAV Central or is it Duffy's taxi. Then they will enter in the system and they'll save the particular trip on that one. So that is a concept we are using right now. It is working really well for us. That one.
With the central dispatch, with the ability of the iCabbi system to not only dispatch vehicles but to track when they arrive, we're hitting now 90% plus of standard taxis arriving within 30 minutes. And that is really at the level of an industry standard for standard taxis. So what we've been able to do in Winnipeg is take state-of-the-art dispatch, which iCabbi provides. We've been able to then use basic dispatch principles, added in some incentives, and I would say now we probably have the best wheelchair accessible vehicle taxi service in the country, if not North America.
We fund this model not with tax dollars, but with an accessible surcharge that we collect on trips. We've been collecting this surcharge since 2018 when we first took over. And that surcharge is 7 cents a trip on every trip provided by a dispatch company when less than 10% of their fleet is wheelchair accessible vehicles delivering wheelchair accessible trips each month. And so this goes into an account that we maintain and are able to fund our program, the centralized dispatch portion, but also incentives to drivers and vehicle owners through that in order to improve the overall service.
The daytimes, each trip $10 extra top up the city gave us for the one trip, and the nighttime we have a time schedule, 10 to 5 a.m., 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. During that time per trip they gave us the $15 top up the per trip.
People would associate, medical trips. Yes, that's part of it. But what we're really hearing from WAV customers is that they're able to do things like go to a sporting event, go to a restaurant. Even just the last couple of days, a woman that's actually able to visit her husband in a care home, and she said without the central dispatch, the reliability of the central dispatch to provide that service for him, she would not be able to be with her husband at all. We've gotten now to the point in Winnipeg where it's growing the ability of people to get out and have what other, non-disabled people take for granted. And that is the ability to have a life. And it can range from going to important medical appointments to family events, to the casino, even the bars. The kind of thing that a lot of people who require wheelchair supports wouldn't even dream of doing before.
We had projected, based upon very real numbers from other cities, that potentially the WAV system could deliver about 1,000 trips a month. And that would probably be the maximum capacity of it. We probably wouldn't do much more than that, but you never know. The first year from May until December that we were in 2022, the entire system did a little over 2,500 trips. In our second year, we completed over 13,000 trips. So to go from 2,500 to 13,000 is like 400% increase. Like, business loves to increase like that. It just blew my mind. And then in 2024, just building on that constant growth we've seen and the demand that is out there, we're anticipating that we're going to be well over 20,000 trips in 2024.
It's a kind of a win-win story. It's a financial success for our Duffy taxi too, financial success for the drivers too, and we can see it's kind of, I can say, flourishing. Really, it's a 200%. I can say more than 200%, 270%. Like we see that improvement in wheelchair accessible, and the driver's income is we can say like an increase, like more than a double. Drivers are increasing money too. Like they are making more money right now.
People are saying they actually have a life again because of the central dispatch. I get very emotional because I wish that had been there for my mom. She literally stopped going out after a certain period at night because she had a couple of bad experiences. There's nothing we could do. You feel helpless when you're in a wheelchair to begin with and you don't get picked up. To me, it's a win-win. It can be replicated anywhere.